Hey, welcome to Jack's daily stock review. Today we'll be going over Visa. This channel is all about uncovering the world's best stocks, so have 100x potential. I'm an individual investor. I'm just 2,500 hours in over the last 7 years, and I'm sharing the lessons along the way. How this is going to work is we're going to go through that stock review first up, and in future we'll go through YouTube comments, Q&A, and then review some goals. Here's my investing process. It's 5 steps. Today we'll just be going through scout for price, how I found it, and then this 5-minute check pretty much. These are the guys that I learn off. They did pretty well for themselves, so learn from the best and emulate their success. All right, well, let's crack in. We're going to go straight into searching for Visa's annual report, the latest one. Now, during this process, it's all about skimming back everything that's not required. So we just want the annual report. And what we're looking for in particular is the financial statements. So usually around the start, they have all these lovely photos, some lovely discussions, and a lot of other investors, when they're either first starting out, will jump straight into just reading and fall asleep because of how extensive these reports are. But we're lucky today, this one's got actually in the 10K format for an American or US listed stock. And it should have this. So what we are looking for is pretty much just the financial statements. Let's crack into them. You can tell me that's not it. Let's go back. Here we go. So what I'm looking for, first of all, is just, I like to go from the income statement. Which in Visa's case is called, or also known as, a statement of operations. So we've got the last 3 years, which is nice. 2023, 2024, and 2025. We've got net revenue here, and these are in millions. So that's 40 billion, 35 billion, 36 pretty much, and then 32 billion the year before that. So we can see in Visa's case a really good trend upwards of increasing revenue. So what about the operating costs of the business? So that's the top line. What about everything else that comes out below it? So total operating expenses, 11 billion, 12 billion, and 16 billion. And for all intents and purposes, that's going up pretty well in lockstep. And we can see the operating income across these years has been increasing as well, which is good. 21, 23.5, 24. And so there'd be an issue if we were seeing these costs going up or revenue increasing, but then costs blowing out. And at the end of the day, we're not seeing any of that extra money make its way down through the business to its shareholders. What do we got? Non-operating income or other expenses. So interest expense, total incomes, and the net income at the end of the day. So 17, 19, and 20. So straight off the bat, this business is making money. It's pretty well established, and just looking at these figures, and it's on a really good trend. It's obviously increasing its net income as well. Now let's go and look at the balance sheet. So balance sheet's just really looking at what are the assets the business has compared to its liabilities, and we want to be looking out to make sure it's big picture, it's not got a lot of debt. And I think Visa should be fine in this case, but let's check it out. So cash and cash equivalents over the last 2 years, see that's increasing. Total current assets is increasing, which is good, from 34 to 37.7 billion, that is. And total assets has increased from 94 to 99 billion. We can see liabilities here. Definitely a lot less than the total assets, comparing 35 billion to 99 billion. We can also, in terms of current liabilities, so total current would be 35 to the 37. And then we've got some long-term debt here. The total liabilities all up comes to 61 versus 99, so it's not really no concern there. We'll go on to the cash flow statement. There's changes in equity, which I'm not really interested in this first pass check. And so in the cash flow statement, it really brings over that net income. So you can see there, and then everything else that comes in and goes out of it. And so this is how we can tell how well management's been allocating its funds. So client incentives is a significant cost to the business. Goes in, client incentives again, comes out. Net cash provided. So when we get down to the bottom of this section, it's going operating activities, gives us a breakdown here, so we can see that this is where the business should be making the majority of its money, and cash. So you can see that cash has been, increasing, with the exception of the previous year in 2024. Is there any reason why in particular it jumps out? There's this number, which is a settlement receivable. So usually we have these one-offs that we just want to check if it is a one-off or is it an ongoing trend. And then we also have settlement payable. Okay, so it's kind of a one-off. Investment activities, so nothing really to talk about there. It's a lot smaller. And then financing. So repurchases of Class A common stock. So this is a cool sign that Visa's actually plowing some of its cash back into buying its common stock shares. And if looking into this business further, we'd want to go and get to the stage where we valued the business and whether we thought that business was being clever with how they are buying that stock back. So are they buying it when they believe it's below value, which would effectively increase, it would be a bargain, and it would be increasing the value that those dollars that the business spent would be reinvested effectively into the shareholders, a larger portion of the pie effectively. So 12 billion, 16 billion and 18 billion. So that's increasing over the years, which is a good sign to see. And this looks like a really healthy company. Now, first pass, the other real checks, like going from that, I can see that, management know what they're doing, which is a good sign. Going through the process that I've got in terms of first 3 steps is go over mastery. So have they mastered their customer, which looking at this and how healthy the cash flows are, the answer is yes. And the trend that it's got. The next is management or moat. So does the business have a moat and is it shown through here? Now, going to be really good to compare this to another couple of businesses that are in the same area as it. I know off the top of my head that Visa and MasterCard are actually in pretty much a duopoly, and their business has a really good moat around it. Effectively, their payment systems and infrastructure that goes into the back end of everyone's bank cards and things like that, having that infrastructure built out is what has allowed them to continue to grow. So going back over the years, when they first had their IPO, they had a pretty ordinary time. 2008 is how far Visa's goes back here. And we can see that it's done pretty well for itself. We can see that in the last couple of years, over this time, the stock has been increasing, gone a bit of a flat, and traveled to the side over the last 12 months. So Visa goes all right for itself. Do I think, though, that it's got a 100x potential still left in it? I think, yeah, over about another 100 years, but not over the time frame that I'm looking. And so this business effectively would be a great business had I been in the market a lot earlier. And that's just the case. As these businesses grow larger, they get more established and more mature, the actual growth starts to slow down from their perspective. So as more and more dollars get pumped into the world that we live in, I can definitely see Visa continuing to grow its base and growing its income over that time. But do I think that it's got another 100x in it in the next 20, 30, 40 years? Probably not. So business like this, for me in particular, would be something that if there was say another 2008, large financial meltdown, can I get this business at a significant discount to its value? And then using that as a bit of an anchor to put a bit of my money into. But that's not the case at the moment. All right. That's pretty much it for MasterCard. If you enjoy looking at these reviews and going into them a little bit deeper and seeing really what a 5-minute check can do, for Visa today, it's a great business, but it's a lot more mature than what I'm looking for. If you like these breakdowns and want to come along for the journey, click subscribe, and otherwise you can check out this next video. Cheers.